anyone even online? Is anyone listening? Do you feel
It's
that
a
as well
it's a
sometimes?
humbling experience where you don't hear applause, so you better well be good.
Hey Kanika, how are you?
Hi Nidhi, I'm good. I'm good. What about you?
Good, good. Just like everyone else, trying to stay busy, trying to do something or the other. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so we met a while ago, and I just wanted to just let you know that I've been wanting to speak to you for a very long time, but I guess it's just not happening because I know we keep missing each other. I know you recently moved to Bombay, and then finally, when I was in Bombay, you were here, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, what's been up? How was your move to Bombay?
Yeah, I actually think that this lockdown has proved to be a way for a lot of people to get in touch who haven't been
Yeah,
getting in touch for a while. But there's no
yeah,
excuse now because it all has to be done digitally, anyways.
yeah,
So
yeah. But at least people are still catching up, however
yeah, at
possible.
least people are catching up. Yeah, yeah. My move to Bombay has been great. It's been still under a year,
Hmm.
and it's been nice. I mean, it's been a lot of self exploring. It's been a lot of exploring my career,
Huh.
how I managed to live alone. And Bombay is it's a city that has an amazing energy. So I feel it keeps you on your toes, which I really like.
Yeah. And so I know you've shifted from a corporate environment and then you actually decided to, take up singing full time. And you've been doing it by yourself. And the reason why I bring this up is because in a place like Bombay, because that is the hub of entertainment, and there are a lot of things which can be very difficult to navigate in terms of, appointing a manager for yourself or PR,
Hmm.
etc. How has that been in terms of navigating everything from scratch?
Okay, so it's been a combination of being easy and being hard.
Hmm.
So because my switch from corporate to music was, I think the main point is that it wasn't made overnight.
Hmm.
I have talked about this a lot. It's that my music has been part of my journey since a very young age. I've
Hmm.
always been into singing or dance or violin or piano. I had a class every day of my life since I was 5. So I've always been invested in music, but I've always been very invested in academics as well. So in school, like I had to study really hard, but at the same time, I was going for competitions every second day, right? And we were getting a lot of exposure through that. And
Hmm.
I think in college, when I continued, I was doing economics honors, but
Hmm.
I still went ahead with my music. I started the Western Music Society in my college, which was very exciting.
Okay.
And we got to, go to a lot of fests and go to a lot of competitions, and exposure just kept building.
Right.
um, I, however, went into a corporate job because I've been raised in a family that's always worked in corporate. So that's the
Hmm.
kind of environment I've seen around me. But I mean, I think while I was working as well, I mean, I worked for a company called McKinsey, which is consulting. So it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
hardcore. But
Hmm.
I would, on the weekends and when I had time off, I would still explore music more.
Hmm.
Um, I started my own YouTube channel. I was jamming with other musicians. I was
Hmm.
talking to musicians a little more. And I think we were all at that age where everybody was coming into their own and
Right.
knowing what they want. So I therefore think that this accumulation of having so much experience with music is what gave me the confidence to leave. And I took a good 6 months still working, where I was sort of planning how the move would work.
Would be. Hmm.
Yeah, what avenues I could tap into, what kind of people I would need to meet and make music with, and so I think therefore the switch has been thought out. So
Hmm.
it's been relatively easier. And I actually feel elements that I learned in growing up and in my job, like being in consulting and everything, actually taught me how to manage life
True.
in some way as
True.
well. like
True.
like today, when I talk to, say, a potential manager, or I talk to a brand, or I talk to a client, I'm aware of the back end things, like the
Hmm.
finance and the ops and all of that. So
Exactly. Right.
I try to see it that all of these years have not been a waste of not pursuing music full time, but
Hmm.
it's been a learning to learn the ancillaries that are required to run yourself as a musician, because you are your own business at the end of
That's
the day.
true.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to put it. And you're right, no experience goes to waste. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people think that, Arey, itne saal, you've done this and you're making that switch is going to waste. But it's how you actually, take the bits and pieces of your
Hmm.
experience and try to incorporate it or integrate that somehow
Yeah.
into your own entrepreneurship, for
True,
example.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's very
amazing.
important to really run your career as a business, because
That's true.
you like, yeah, like I'm thinking 24/7 about my business.
I'm sure, I can imagine that. So
Yeah.
I know last year has been a very interesting ride, especially towards the end of last year, because I think you went on a lot of tours as well.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So I got the opportunity last year to open for a US Canada tour for Guru Randhawa.
Okay.
And that was super exciting because I've always been somebody who's been listening to Guru's music much before he became a Bollywood sensation. Like I've
Mm,
been hearing him since his independent days. And
yeah.
it was such a great opportunity because I got the chance to perform at 8 shows opening
Mm,
for him across US and Canada. And
wow.
it's so exciting performing for our Indian community abroad because
Right.
it's really interesting to see the differences in their taste of music and
Uh-huh.
everything, but also to see the similarities that bound us together.
Mm,
And I think the whole experience is really great because there was a lot of traveling. It was like a team was moving from city to city. Guru and his team are really, really nice, and they made me feel very loved and very part of the group. And I learned a
mm,
lot.
mm,
And more than anything, I think I really enjoyed this because opening for an artist like that is a great privilege. And you
right.
also, I love being on stage and I love
Mm,
interacting with audiences.
huh.
And these were huge audiences in every city. So
Sure.
it was amazing. It was like a life moment for me.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Any other tours
Yeah.
that you went on?
Yeah, so actually, these were shows.
Okay.
After that, I did a show with Badsha,
Okay.
which was also super exciting because he's
Mm,
another person who's like a stalwart of the industry, and he's pioneered so much movement in the independent scene,
true.
even Guru. So
Yeah.
it was really nice to be able to perform on stage with him. So I was with him for his entire set.
Mm,
And shortly after, like actually before that, I got to perform with Amal Malik, who's an amazing composer
okay.
of our industry.
Mm,
And yeah,
mm.
it's been like a lot of lovely interactions with really great artists who I've learned a lot from. So I take these years as learning more than anything for me.
Amazing. So you brought up a really good point that you enjoy working, not working, enjoy the live audience because that
Yeah,
experience in itself is like an adrenaline rush.
yeah.
If you had to basically maybe compartmentalize it, for example, what do you enjoy the most? Live shows or playback singing or maybe doing something original? What do you enjoy the most?
I think that's a really hard question because
Okay.
the beauty of being a singer, especially in India, is that
Mm,
you have so many avenues you can tap into,
mm,
which sort of give you different thrills.
mm.
Like I recently had the chance to get my first playback song also, and
Okay.
it was a song called Chadda Ki Chaddi, and it's a really quirky
I
song
think,
from a
yeah,
very
I've seen
quirky
it.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that gave me a thrill of being able to be the voice behind somebody. An original
Mm,
gives me a thrill of putting my work out there. And
mm,
then like a live show is like a culmination of singing your and other people's songs where you can show the audience in person how you are. And there's a
mm,
lot of energy that you feed off, which is beautiful,
mm,
which I really enjoy. And I
mm.
also enjoy like for the playback song, they put me in a music video for it, and I love being behind the camera. So I really
Huh.
enjoyed that part of it, like performing digitally for the audience, which is
Yeah.
why I think
Yeah.
nowadays when I do my live Instagram live concerts, they're also quite enjoyable. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think there's so much beauty in each of these elements that I can't choose.
No, I can imagine because even for the live, and this is something a little off topic. I was watching an interview of a UK-based singer, and she's also started doing all these live concerts, so to
Yeah.
speak. And she's like,
Hmm.
as a live artist, it's a nightmare because they feed off of the audience energy,
Yeah.
and at the end of a performance, you expect an applause. And she's like, I'm sitting there, I've done my bit, and I'm just like, is anyone even online? Is anyone listening? Do you feel
it's
that
a
as well
it's a
sometimes?
humbling experience where you don't hear applause, so you better well be good. But
Yeah,
I mean, I think it makes it supportive, the fact that you can read comments and
yeah,
people motivate you. Uh,
yeah.
but I mean, it's just different. I try not to see the live as a replacement to like a proper concert.
Mm,
I see the
mm.
live, the Instagram live, as another type of thing, right? So
Sure,
if you
sure.
don't compare it, then there's
Yeah,
less probability to get disappointed and all of
sure.
that.
Sure. So another thing is because of this lockdown, because of the
Hmm.
circumstances, and this is something that I'm sure you have also, sort of been affected or impacted by, is
Hmm.
freelancers have been affected by it a lot because the film industry, I would say, or this
Hmm.
industry, the entertainment business runs a lot on freelancers. So have you seen something, or do you feel like it has impacted you as well personally, or even in terms of the projects that were probably lined up? Has it impacted you in any way?
Yes, it has. It has impacted. I think I can speak for all the singers that it has impacted all of us because,
Hmm.
as we were discussing, a large part is performing for a live audience.
Yeah.
And under these circumstances, obviously, it's sensible and it's safe that we can't assemble in numbers.
Hmm.
So it's for the good in the
Hmm.
long run, which is what I'm trying to see it as. So in
Hmm.
that way, yes, work has been affected. And in terms of other projects, like probably recordings, etc., as well, also because since films can't release,
Yeah.
since you can't come together for shoots or even things like that, you basically can't step out of your house. So whatever's possible from within our own setups, however we can
Hmm.
collaborate, that is working. But
Yeah.
definitely, we were used to a certain way of working, which is now not possible.
Hmm.
So that is upsetting. At the same time, I feel that obviously the pandemic at hand is so much bigger than any of us individually,
Hmm.
and we
Hmm.
need to really work towards flattening the curve, putting an end to this. So it's a time where we have to
We have
cooperate,
to adjust basically.
we have to
Hmm.
adjust. But and I
Hmm.
feel hopeful that once we're allowed to safely accumulate in numbers and all, I feel that
Hmm.
we'll bounce back and the gig
Hmm.
scene will be great. Because
Hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, people see concerts, events, sporting events as a way of celebrating and as a way
True.
of coming together and really enjoying. And I
Yeah.
feel that will be an emotion which will run very strong once we're allowed to safely get
Hmm.
out in
Hmm.
numbers.
Hmm.
So,
Especially now when people, I guess, are more appreciative of, let's say, something as strong as a music event or even something that can soothe your soul. I
yeah,
think people
yeah,
are more appreciative of it now.
yeah. I think it puts things in perspective, and
Yeah,
I'm just hoping that
yeah,
we get back to work safely soon.
true. Along the same lines, since we're talking about music, it's such a powerful tool and it's a mood changer.
Yeah,
Is there any song that maybe comes to your mind to get you through this unfortunate phase?
yeah. There, there is a song actually which I've
Hmm.
been singing for donkey years. Like I've been singing it since it came out. I think I was like
Okay.
10 or something.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a very famous song called Kaisi Paheli Zindagani. It's
Oh
from the
wow.
movie
Okay.
Parinita. It's sung by one of my favorites, Nidhi Chauhan. So
Mhm.
I really like that song generally because I love the tone of it. But the other day I was actually singing it in a live, and it
Mhm.
actually made sense to me because I was just like, the lyrics are Kaisi Paheli Zindagani. Life is such a riddle. And literally, right now, I never would have thought I'd be sitting in my house with, like, nothing to go out for, etc.
Huh.
And
Hmm.
but it also tells you throughout the song that you have to take life with a pinch of salt, and you kind of
Hmm.
have to have a positive outlook towards
Hmm.
whatever is happening and make the best of your situation. So I think it's
Hmm.
a song that it lifts my mood at times when I feel a little down.
Well, I can't let you go without singing it.
Okay. Okay, okay. Let me sing it. Okay. नहीं 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 ये बातें हैं पुरानी कैसी पहेली है ये, कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी, थामा हरों का इसको किसने, हाँ ये तो बहता पानी। ओ कैसी पहेली है ये, कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी। ला 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 ला, जू 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 जू, पी ले इसे, इसमें नशा, जिसने पिया वो गम में भी हंसा, पल में हंसाए और पल में रुलाए ये कहानी। ओ कैसी कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी। Thank you.
Amazing.
Who says
Thank
there's
you.
no applause on a digital platform?
There is. There's one for you for sure.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
thank you.
much.
Hi, this is Kanika Malhotra, and if you enjoyed this chat, then please like, share, and subscribe to Popcorn Pixel. There's a lot more popping conversations coming soon.